You want jaw-dropping? Here's the scene. Matthew Stafford opened the game by doing the very thing that's been his season-long magic trick. A touchdown pass that pushed him past Tom Brady's mark for most consecutive TD passes without an interception. And then, in the blink of an eye, the whole narrative flipped. The record was real, but the story didn't stick. Stafford immediately threw 2 interceptions, one of which was scooped and returned for a touchdown. And the Carolina Panthers walked out of Charlotte with a 31-28 upset that felt equal parts stunning and inevitable. Reuters picture the roller coaster. First drive, Stafford connects with Davante Adams in the end zone. The kind of play that makes highlight reels and stat charts sing. The locker room buzz begins. Then, on the very next drives, pressure and chaos bite. A tipped pass became an interception in the red zone, and a split second later, Mike Jackson was streaking 48 yards the other way with a pick six that punched the Panthers' ticket to Momentum Town. By the time the fourth quarter rolled around, Carolina, led by Bryce Young's 3 touchdown passes, had done everything necessary to make the NFC's top seed sweat. SI, let me be blunt. That's the cruel beauty of football. Records are shiny, but the game living room doesn't keep trophies. It keeps scoreboard integrity. Stafford's first TD of the day gave him an NFL record streak of 28 consecutive TD throws without an interception, a stat leap that had people whispering MVP and legacy late into the afternoon. But the 2 picks and a later strip sack that forced a fumble in the game's final minutes turned the narrative from legend on a roll to what just happened in under a quarter. Stats matter, but turnovers decide Sundays. Reuters, for the Panthers. This was about more than capitalizing on one star's misstep. Carolina's game plan was surgical. Get pressure, create chaos at the line, and let opportunistic playmakers, yes, Mike Jackson and Nick Scott, do the rest. Bryce Young, who's been quietly growing into his ceiling, buried big throws downfield, including a fourth-quarter gem to Tedairoa McMillan on a 4th and 2, and kept the offense rolling while the defense fed off every Rams mistake. Upsets like this don't happen on happy accidents. They're the reward for consistent, hungry execution. Reuters. Now, what does this mean for the Rams? 2 things, fast. 1, Matthew Stafford still sits atop the leaderboard of quarterback intrigue for 2025. He's played an MVP-style season, and this game won't erase that. 2, this loss peeled some shine off LA's spotless stretch. A 6-game win streak is over. The Rams drop to 9-3, and suddenly the NFC pecking order gets a little messier. Sean McVay's club still has talent, but the margin for error narrows when turnovers sneak into the script. If you're a Rams fan, you don't panic, you take notes. Clean up the turnovers, tighten the protection, and remember, Stafford's ceiling is real, but so is football's capacity to humble you on a wet Sunday. Los Angeles time. Let's talk about Stafford as a human, because that's where this drama hits hardest. He owned it after the game. The dude who just rewrote a record book didn't hide behind it. He admitted the mistakes, said he had to get that thing off, and took responsibility for the late fumble. That's classic Stafford. Elite production mixed with an old-school, accountable mentality. He's not the kind to finger-point in post-game theatrics. He grits, learns, and moves on. That kind of leadership matters down the stretch, even if it doesn't fix a pick six. Los Angeles Times. And for Carolina. This is the kind of signature win that reverberates. Beating the NFC's formerly top dog with backups missing and injuries on the depth chart is a statement. It's a we belong moment for Bryce Young and a physical declaration by the defense that on the right Sunday, they can flip momentum and take a battle away from any household name. The Panthers won't suddenly become unstoppable, but they'll sleep better knowing they can execute under pressure and punch above their weight when the stars align. Reuters. Now the scoreboard implications. This shakes up seeding conversations and keeps the NFC title chase interesting. The Rams still have gas left in the tank, but they can't hand opponents extra possessions. Turnovers not only cost points, they cost room for error in a conference that's stacked with hungry teams. For Stafford's MVP case, this is a speed bump, not a roadblock. For the Rams' championship runs, it's a reminder that you win with a mixture of magic and method. Reuters. So, what's the takeaway for the viewers, the fantasy managers, and the fans recording reaction videos? Records are delicious, but the longer arc is what counts. Stafford's new record will be boxed in memory books and highlight reels, and rightly so. But the game itself, a live, messy, miraculous contest, reminds us that football doesn't crown champions for single plays. It rewards consistency across the ugly, unscripted moments. Today you celebrate the record, tomorrow you clean the mistakes. End with this image. Stafford, who just beat a Brady benchmark, walking off the field knowing he gave fans both a reason to roar and a reason to grit their teeth. That tension is why we watch. That tension is why Sunday afternoons still feel like the most dramatic 3 hours in America.